Rhea and Etoma.
Today?
It's good to have everyone on the table this morning,
here.
We're not happy about what is happening.
Like you rightfully said, we're not so happy with everything that is happening, and I think that's why I'm even wearing black. You know, at the end of the day, we can just hope for a better Nigeria and pray that, you know, our president will do the very best to make sure that we get that peace and tranquility again. Well, but good morning. How are you doing, Etoma?
I'm good. You know,
once again?
Sorry?
Yeah, how are you doing?
I said I'm good.
Okay.
And for what has happened or what is happening in Nigeria, is we are beginning to sound like a broken record.
Because we're saying it over and over
the same thing over and over
I'm
again.
really tired of talking about
and you wake up and something is happening. But like I said, we can just hope and pray for a better Nigeria at the end of the day.
Oh, yes.
But yes, good morning once again. You know how we do it on the show. There is definitely a lot to talk about on the show this morning. At some point, Nelson will take us through the newspaper, and then we get to talk about all the headlines that have made it to the newspaper. And just after that, we will then go to the banter, where we'll have a conversation about the G20 summit. We get to talk about it on the show. Also, when we take you to Abuja, we'll talk about tax. So you definitely want to stay tuned for that one. And then Nelson will bring us the trending now. And also, we're going to put Kebbi on the forefront. We're going to be having conversations about it, the way forward, and what is currently happening there. So there's a lot to talk about. Please grab your cup of coffee and let's have a fantastic show. Well, we'll start with the story where President Bola Tinubu has postponed his scheduled two-nation trip to South Africa and Angola as he awaits further briefings on the security incidents in some parts of the country. Now, the president was scheduled to leave Abuja yesterday to attend the 20th G20 summit of leaders in South Africa and thereafter proceed to Luanda to attend the AU summit. He now awaits reports from Vice President Kashim Shettima, who paid a sympathy visit to Kebbi on his behalf, as well as reports from the police and the Department of State Services regarding the attack in Kwara State. So yes, we all know that our president was supposed to go for the G20 summit. This is the 20th G20 summit, and he had to postpone it because of what is happening. We all know how important that summit is as well. But at the end of the day, the insecurity happening in Nigeria is more important, and he definitely has to prioritize that. Yesterday, I saw our Vice President Kashim Shettima head to Kebbi State, you know, to just see the families and solicit with them. And, you know, he met them. He told them that the president is doing his very best to bring back their girls back home. Etoma.
Oh, yes, and that is what you'll expect the government to say when they meet families of the girls that were involved in this very unfortunate and very annoying incident. I think Mr. President has done a good thing by cancelling such an important trip to focus on what is happening in Nigeria as far as insecurity is concerned. For me, step 2 would be declare a state of emergency on security in Nigeria. What that means is that all state resources, you know, cash, manpower, and everything will be focused on security, because it's priority number 1 and there's nothing else under. So if Mr. President does that, it's going to give a good signal to Nigerians that yes, finally we are having we're having the federal government face this insecurity head on. It's also going to give very good signals to the international community that Nigeria is not doing rhetorics when it comes to security issues. So I pray that Mr. President will consider that and also announce it.
At the end of the day, Nelson, it's very sad. Like we said earlier on the show, you know, these girls, I'm thinking, where are they? What are they eating? What are they doing? Are they fine? And we hear that, I don't know, 1 or 2, I'm not sure. People say 1, people say 2 had escaped. You know, she even had a wound on her leg and all of that. I'm just praying that when do we finally get, you know, to a case whereby we do not hear about this kind of insecurities again. I'm happy that the president has prioritized that this is what is happening in Nigeria. I cannot be going for the G20 summit, even though that summit will help Nigeria get more investors. But we need to tackle our insecurity, because even if we have all the investors come to us and we are not secured in our country, it's going to be a very big problem.
There is no investment in a quagmired situation. Never. It can't happen. Investors and experts will tell you that over and over again. It takes stability for any investment to thrive. And so we first of all must give kudos to President Bola Tinubu for cancelling his trip to attend to such an urgent national matter. That's on one hand. But the Vice President is in Kebbi State to, you know, condole with the families that lost their children to this heinous crime carried out by non-state actors. We also appreciate the Vice President on the order of the President to go there and do what he has done. But is that all Nigerians really want to see? I said here on this table some time ago that if the presidency of Bola Tinubu puts out the flame of insecurity in this country, he would have given himself an eternal legacy in this country as the president who ended the embarrassment of Nigerian insecurity. This is really important, and it would require a bold move. It will require a lion heart. It will require all kind of strength to bring this thing to an end, because we cannot keep coming to the table every other day bringing this kind of narrative. It doesn't look good at all.
And because Nelson, it's been happening over time. We cannot forget what's happening in Kwara as well. Something is happening in Kwara too, which we will talk later in the newspaper review. I'm just praying that, and I'm at this point I'm using God, because what is happening is just getting too much. At the end of the day, we saw that the president brought new service chiefs. I'm just hoping that these people are also able to stamp their name, because it's quite sad if we have new service chiefs and we're still seeing this happening. You know, I'm happy he didn't go for the summit, but at the end of the day, it's not just about not attending the summit. It's about making sure that these girls come back home. I do not want this to end like the Chibok girls. I don't want this to end that we keep saying bring back them, bring back these girls, bring back these girls, and we do not get to meet them. These girls are going through serious hardships where they are.
These girls stand the danger of being affected by the Stockholm syndrome, where they'll start sympathizing with their kidnappers. That's very, very dangerous for the psyche of the girls, because once that syndrome sets in, it's difficult for you to start thinking straight. And because of time, I have so many things to say about this thing, but let's pause it here.
Well, we'll definitely talk about it also as well in the papers, but we can just hope for the very best, and we pray that our girls get to come back home safely.